Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports. I'm Troy McGraw. This is our first game of the 2019-2020 LMC TV season, as we have girls soccer here as the Pawling Tigers, with no record at 0-0, take on the Rhinebeck Panthers, also in their season debut. And this should be a good game, pretty evenly matched teams. Both teams fairly different from last year's teams, as they have a lot of newcomers. So when we get back, we'll have the kickoff here on LMC Varsity Sports. Thanks so much for watching us here in our first game of this school year. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, first game of the 2019-2020 season between Pawling and Rhinebeck. I'm Troy McGraw, alongside our cameraman Rob Moretti, who's also the LMC Community Sports producer. Matt Meyerson is our other cameraman, and Jeff Radow rounds out the camera crew, as Rhinebeck will get it and they'll play it forward. Both teams playing in their first game, our first game of the season, here on LMC Varsity Sports. Start with two soccer games, as the next game will be a Mamaroneck boys soccer game, and then a football game, Friday Night Lights, the Mamaroneck Tigers. So two soccer games and then a football for week one here on LMC TV, as Pawling is going towards the goal, and it was shielded by Maddie Murray, and then coming for it was Maddie Baya, but a little dicey there, as the Baya came and got it, and real high punt to midfield that works, as it's trapped and played by Natalia Basudo. Stolen by Pawling, and they'll play it up. Pawling, like Rhinebeck, is former Class C school, but now they both play in the Class B playoffs. Out of league, but hour and a half. Their schedule is a mix of Section 1 and I think Section 9 teams. Or is it Section? Yeah, Section 9. Up north.
Section 1.
They are Section 1, but because of their location, they do play some teams that out of section. They play in the play by Pawling, stolen by Natalia Rashudo, and a nice save by the Pawling goalie. First shot of the game, that was Natalia Rashudo, saved by Celine Wood from Pawling. Brought up by Pawling and Sophia Carosa. Saved by Rhinebeck on the far side, and then goes to the back, and Pawling looking to clear it out. And it's stolen back by Rhinebeck in the box, playing it across, and still loose. Shot towards the goal, and another save by Celine Wood, her second. First one was a nice save on the shot by Rashido. Although, albeit it was right at her, but it was a hard struck shot that was on target. She had to make the save, and she did. Interesting enough, Wood is listed with two other players as goalies and field players, and the other player is the defender and wearing the captain orange band for Pawling, Sophia Carosa, who's playing defense. right now. Goal kick by Pawling is kicked out by, somehow saved on the far side by Rhinebeck. And played up by the Tigers. We don't have an official shot on goal, but there was a touch by the goalie, Maddie Beha, on the ball that her defender, Maddie Murray, shielded the Pawling player away from, and then she picked up, not an official save, but just the 2 shots for Rhinebeck. One was a good chance by Natalia Rosedo, and the other was a ball played in that Wood got easily. And Pawling will play it towards the sideline in front of their own bench, and it'll be kicked in midfield by Angeline Medina, freshman. Nice move by Rosedo. And it is chested, played down by Catherine Severis, the defender from Pawling, who plays it forward towards midfield. And the Tigers look to start something here with Anna Becklin. Played back to Becklin from Carosa. And the shot will be played by Maddie Baya. Soft. Amy Bushnell is the head coach for Rhinebeck, assisted by Kerry Hickey. Michael Gata is assisted by Caroline Quinton and Jillian Ronaldo for the Pawling Tigers.
Go, Maddie!
Played up by Pawling. Towards the goal, dribbling with it on a breakaway, and defender kicks it. It's still in play. Was Alexis Friedman, so she kicked it out and then, kicked it toward the out of bounds, and then was able to get it before it went out of bounds. And then she kicked it off Pawling, and they got a throw-in on a ball that looked like it was destined for a corner kick. But a good defending by Friedman. As we are 7 minutes in, no score here at Rhinebeck in game number 1 of this LMC 2019-2020 varsity sports season. Thanks so much for watching. Played by the captain, Sophia Carosa. And it's played to Chaffee. She loses it out she loses out, and it'll be a goal kick for Rhinebeck. First sub of the game will see Lily Morningstar come out and be replaced by Sophia Engelin. 2 40-minute halves as we are 8 minutes gone by in the first of the 2 40-minute halves here at Rhinebeck in girls soccer. And it'll be played in by Natalia Rosedo, who had the first shot of the game for Rhinebeck. She's tripped in the box but away from the goal. No call. Right call made by the official, and she'll play it wide to... She was closer to the goal and it was a breakaway or something. Maybe you would have called the penalty kick, but because she was in basically a non-shooting spot, can't really call a penalty kick from there. And we'll have our first corner kick of the game for either team. One off the sub. Sophia Engelin just won it for the Panthers here with 8 minutes 45 seconds gone by in this first of 2 halves. Rhinelander still one of the only schools with the grass soccer field. They got the grass soccer and grass football field as most teams, like Mamaroneck and Rye and Bronxville, a lot of schools. As that one is headed in. Nice play off the corner kick as it is headed by Anna Murphy. And off the corner kick, it's tough to see because it was on the far side of the field. Who scored it? Now, who passed it? Anna Murphy with the goal. Not sure who took the corner kick. On the assist, Sophia Angelin assisted. So Anna Murphy, the jersey change from 5 to 10, paying off, and scores 9 minutes and 12 seconds into the game, assisted off the corner kick, right off the corner kick from Sophia Angelin. It was headed, right off the corner kick, it was headed in by Anna Murphy. And the Panthers lead 1-0. So a great job by Murphy to head home the corner kick past Celine Wood, and Wood had no chance at it. Although she might have had a chance on the corner kick if she was more properly placed. I used to play goalie in high school, and that ball she was literally right in front of the goalie. Usually the goalie wants to cut off that corner kick before it could be headed in. It was a perfectly placed corner kick, but where she was literally like right in front of the goal mouth. So ideally the goalie wants to intercept that and punch it out before it could be headed, but Murphy was able to head it in and not allow Wood to do that, so Rhinelander leads 1-0. How about Sophia Angelin, the freshman midfielder, comes in the game about 6-7 minutes in, and then 2 minutes later she has the first assist of the season with a goal on the Murphy goal on the corner. She took the corner kick, and it was then scored off the head of Murphy. A good job by Murphy. Is usually there was no defender. There was no defender there that should have been, so she was unmarked, and she was right in front of the goal, and she was able to head it home. Good pass there, and the breakaway for Murphy, second goal, and a good save by Wood to anticipate the ball and get there before, as the pass was just a little long from Sky Spencer. It was tough to see with the corner. Rob thought it was Angelin 07. I thought it was 9, Sky Spencer, but we'll get an idea if they get another corner kick over there, because I'm sure the same person will take it. You score 1, why would you switch the corner off of 1? Why would you switch who takes your corner kicks, as Rossetto earns a throw-in. Rossetto and Lisa Angelin, I've not seen in the game, are the only seniors on this team, so a very young Rhinelander roster. Anna Murphy played it back to Maddie Murray towards the goal, and a save made. It's loose in front of the goal, and they play it back, and the shot and a save by Wood. So the cross from Angelin, Sophia Angelin, was off the fingertips of the goalie Wood, and it came out a wide open shot for Emma Young, but a save made by Wood, her 5th. She's been pretty active. After the first couple of minutes, in the first couple of minutes she made the 1 save, and then there's a little gap in the action for her, but then since letting in the goal too, she's made 2 or 3 saves, keeping it a 1-0 game. And Rhinelander defense is doing a good job not letting any shots make it to their goalie, Maddie Bea. Good play by Sophia Seto, dancing on the ball, and it's stolen away though by Pawling's defense. Played up by Olivia Fanwelly. Pawling could be feeling the effects of that hour 15, hour and a half bus ride. It's always tough playing at Pawling. And senior year in baseball, junior year in baseball, we played up there, we won. And my senior year in soccer, we played up there and won easily, but still it was a little tough playing. Even though we won, I know that first half against Pawling, I let in a goal that I shouldn't have, but it is tough. It was a long bus ride, hour 15, hour 30 minutes, and it seems like longer usually. Sub for Rhineck there. Second sub of the game. Coming in is Olivia Farasat, replacing Ava Meyer. And this one toward the goal is well wide. It'll be a goal kick for the Tigers with 14 minutes and 30 seconds gone by in this first half. Still 1-0 on the junior Anna Murphy's goal. Beautiful header off the cross from Sophia Angelin. Stolen by Emma Young, played up by Pawling though, and crossed in by Naomi Young. Couple sisters on the team, Naomi and Emma Young, and Angelin, Sophia Angelin, and Lisa Angelin, as that one goes across the goal, front of the goal mouth, and stolen and brought up by Pawling. So the two pair of sisters are Angelins and Youngs for Rhineck, as this one is played by Pawling with, as we approach the 16-minute mark, 22, and hurting her ankle is Alexis Friedman.
Guys, you got to judge how hard you come in. Under control always. Foul throw across the line.
Ball thrown across the line right in front of the official by Kara Maston. Wasn't missing that one. I was like right in front of him. She was so far in front of the line. It's like one of those obvious foot faults in tennis when I'm playing these guys. But I mean, that you can't really call them against them because it's like a social game or whatever. It's so obvious. At least players both know. This official over here looks very familiar. Rob? Yeah, I know, but I guess he's a very active official. I think another sport too. Umpire looks very familiar. So played in for the Panthers is towards the goal and will be picked up once again by Wood. So the pressure continues from the Panthers, looking to increase their lead from 1 goal to 2 here before we cross the halfway mark of this half. 23 minutes, 17 gone by in this first half here at Rhineck. Still 1-0 on the Anna Murphy header goal. Assisted by Sophia Angelin. Freshman crossed it to the junior Murphy. And that's our lone goal. As Rhineck will play forward. Abby Holtman had it taken away by Fanuele. I don't think Pawling hasn't made any subs, really. Rhineck's had the two subs. Had an early one and then the other one. Goes across. Played by default there, but played back to her, and the shot is off the post and in! So that's scored on the delay play there by Abby Holtman. Emma Young assisted on a give and go that kind of like was slow to develop as Holtman got it after it went past Young, who kind of like jockeyed it, and Holtman then passed it to Young. Then Young gave her a give and go, and then she hit it off the far post, and it went in, and it's 2-0 Panthers with less than 18 minutes gone by in this first half. 22:06 left, and the Panthers are up 2-0. So that is the 17:54 mark. Abby Holtman, the freshman. It was a nice play by her. She kind of wasn't expecting to get the ball because it kind of went by Young. Then she passed it to Young. Young passed it right back to her. It was a tough angle. She put it by Wood, kissed off the far post, and went right into the middle of the goal. It's 2-0. Little luck from the post never hurt. Just ask Marty Brodeur. But Wood would say that it was unlucky for her, and it certainly was. Good play by the defender, Naomi Young. Listed as midfield, but it looks like she's playing more defenders. Stalwart defense hasn't let anyone by. Friedman and Maddie Murray. Yeah, she's definitely Naomi Young. Definitely playing defense. Even though listed as a defender. Lisa Engelin, who I haven't seen in the game, and Stephanie Santoli, who started the game. No, actually, Morningstar started. We haven't seen Santoli or Engelin, are the two listed defenders on the roster, but playing there now for Rhinebeck is Maddie Murray, Alexis Friedman's playing midfield, but actually Alexis Friedman and Maddie Murray are the last two defenders for Rhinebeck. I haven't seen a shot by Pawling. I mean, it really hasn't been an official shot. There have been a couple balls that were picked up by Bea, but she hasn't touched the ball, the goalie Bea, in the last 12 to 15 minutes. Although she's like right in her, on the goal line. To be more active, I'd like to see her goalie maybe move up to the 18, get a better view of the game, and in case they have to play it back to her, she's in more of a position to get it, because you can't get it back there because A, you're too far back, and B, you're too far close to the goal line. If you miss it, it's want to come out a little. Second goal scorer, Holtman touches it and trying to cross it. Now she's double teamed and Pawling can clear it. That's Abigail Savarese. Corner? No, it just goes out before the corner, but I think Rob was right as Engelin, Sophia Engelin, is taking that throw in and thought it was a corner and went to it, and it goes across the goal mouth. Wood can't corral it right in front of her, and it goes out for a goal kick, says the official. Just went out, and Pawling will have it. Pawling definitely. First couple minutes of this game, Pawling had the ball. They were out possessing Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck, after that, they did get the first official shot, but they had it in the end for first couple minutes of the game, and it looked like Pawling was going to be the first to score and the aggressor. But ever since then, ever since Rhinebeck got that first shot on a hard one by Natalia Rossetto that was saved by Celine Wood, it's been all Rhinebeck in this one. Is they have that early 2-0 lead, and let's see if Pawling, they need a goal here. First time Maddie Bea has touched the ball in about 15 minutes as she picks it up. Again, it wasn't a shot, it was a through ball, so it's not really a save. Don't have her credited for a save yet. Played up by Rhineck with 17 minutes. Pauling's got to start pushing forward and getting more shots on goal to test Bea, and they need to score. They don't want to go to, say, the locker room, although they don't go in the locker room at halftime. The soccer game, but into halftime, trailing 2-0, they need to. Pawling will get it again as it goes right out. As we do until the semifinals of the playoffs, we have the 2 officials, 1 on each side. When we have the semifinals of playoffs for boys and girls, they have 3 officials, 1 in the middle and then the 2 on the sides. How about on that one played in, cleared by Friedman. Saw on Twitter yesterday, I think it was that soccer showcase they've had like the last 5 years. I think the coach from Lakeland tweeted, what was it, the 3 refs? Oh, they had 2 refs, right? Or 3, they had a 3-man crew, right? I think they rotated and stuff, but they did all 4 games. And that was pretty impressive. Because yesterday wasn't hot, but still 4 games. But if they're rotating and stuff. That's a through ball that gets right by the defender, and it'll be a breakaway for Natalia Rossetto, and it is stopped. Great job by the retreating defender, Savarese, and then Pawling to knock it away, and it goes off of Rossetto, who tried to retreat it. She made a move and tried to get by the second defender who was coming after, but the first defender slowed her down, and then Savarese cleared it, and that's a huge play as Pawling cannot afford to go down 3-0. Sarah Corby checks in for Pawling, replacing Olivia Fanuele. Will be thrown in here by Alexis Friedman. So Ava Meyer left it for her. Thrown in by Friedman, headed up by the Tigers and played to the newcomer Corby, and then played up by Pawling. Still looking for their first shot is the Pawling Tigers. That's the first goal scorer, Anna Murphy, has it on the far sidelines, playing it up. And the cross is corralled by Celine Wood. It's played in by cleared by Rhineck, as Beha was looking for it, but it was well in front, and the Rhineck had cleared it before. Good cross long though, and it's picked up by, actually, sorry, I have the wrong goalie. It's Emily Farquhar. No relation to Danny Farquhar, I think. But they have 3 goalies listed. We know Carosa was just is playing defense, so she's not a goalie. Celine Wood and Farquhar. But I heard the bench just called the goalie Emily, so it's got to be Emily Farquhar. Fortunately, didn't realize that with the different numbers, we thought those were their goalie numbers. Instead, they gave all the goalies their field numbers. So Farquhar Emily Farquhar, not Celine Wood, has the 6 saves. And of course, no one knows, Danny Farquhar was the player who had the brain aneurysm, was playing, and the Yankees gave him a shot this year into the minors, but unfortunately, with such a serious, almost life-ending illness, it was amazing that he was able to get back. But the Yankees AAA weren't able to keep him, and it's a nice save of the game by Emily Farquhar, as about the third scoring chance for Natalia Rossetto is denied, and Farquhar with it could be a game-saving save as they were trailing. Don't want to fall behind 3-0. Almost impossible to come back from, as that ball is kicked in by Angeline Medina. Played in by Medina. Went off a Corby. Illegal throw-in. Good call by the official on the other side. So it's a turnover. Alexis Friedman, and it'll be a throw-in for Haymax. So we've only seen about 6 throw-ins, and 2 of them have been called illegally. One was over the line on Pawling, which was clear, and then that one was a little harder to see, but I think it was a good call by the official, as it looked like it was over the thing. Rob, I think that's where I saw that guy. He was playing soccer in a ref's play video or something. That was a nice move. Did you get that? Yeah, exactly. Sub for Brynek. Naomi Young comes back in for Lily Morningstar. Played in and up by Pawling. It's Corinna Lozano. It'll be a free kick right out, well, about 5 to 10 yards out and wide of the penalty box. Sophia Carazaha will take it. And that one goes towards the goal, and it's in. Does it look like it went untouched? And it did, as it was untouched, and it's a free kick goal scored by Sophia Carazaha. Sophia Carosa, who was listed as a goalie / field player and captain of the defense, not a goalie, and scores the first goal 31 minutes and 30 seconds exactly in. It's a free kick that was untouched, but it was a direct free kick. So as it went right, scooted right on by Maddie Bea, and the Tigers are right back in it, 2-1, 8:30 to go. Just enough time to tie this at the half for Pawling if they can get another chance, but basically that was the first shot on goal of the game. It was untouched. It went not on purpose, but a couple players kind of like flailed at it, like missed it, trying to redirect it, and that definitely helped fake out Beja, as it wasn't able to get there, and it just went into the side of the goal, and the Tigers now trail 2-1 unassisted on the free kick by Carroza. Junior captain from Pawling. So there's 7:20 left in this first half. And we have a brand new 2-1 contest here on LMC Varsity Sports. Our first game of what is supposed to be what will be a groundbreaking season here at LMC TV, because in about a month and a half, 2 months, we'll be getting a van for the first time, which will allow us to bring all equipment necessary to basically all our games, except maybe one or two, maybe swimming and wrestling possibly, won't be able to be live, but everything else you'll be able to watch on our website or on the TV live, as opposed to tape delay or on YouTube now. So that'll be a big move. And also the new free kick for Natalia Haymack. But also in other news too, it'll be good because Mamaroneck, apparently they're have a new press box that'll be ready, in a couple weeks? Are we going to use it all the time? Nice. Except football, or?
At least the camera.
And that one is chipped towards the goal. It goes through. And a great play by the last defenders, and went right under the legs of the goalie, Bea. And it was knocked out by the defender. And that was Naomi Young who knocked it out off the last defender. As the last defender who knocked it off of Pawling, and Pawling's first corner kick coming towards Bea in front of the goal, and she had trouble seeing it in the sun. So did a couple of the players, and then it was finally cleared by Ava Meyer for Rhineck, stolen right back for the Tigers. Official had the whistle ready for offsides, but it wasn't by that player, and that was Chaffee. And then it was a big stop from the defender, Maddie Murray. And it'll be a long cross by Rosito that somehow stays in, and it's played up by Pawling, but then stolen away by Murphy. Back to England, and still in as Fuenwelle has it. Played in and stolen by Pawling with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half. Rhineck up 2-1 on 2 goals, less than 9 minutes apart.
Let's go, Ava!
About 8 minutes and about 40 seconds apart. 8:42 exactly. Natalia Rossetto, who's had 4 or 5 shots. Number off the crossbar and saved by the goalie on her 4th shot. That was from about 30 yards away, and that would have been instant play of the week status. That was some shot. Hit the crossbar and then came right down, and it's a save for Emily Farquhar, her 8th of the game. That was some strike from that far out. As definitely, even though she's had about 4 shots and about 3 of them have been really good ones, 2 were right at the goalie, and that one was stopped by the crossbar for Rossetto. So she's been, even though she hasn't scored, she's Probably been the most impressive player on the field.
I want to, but then again, I'm not going to come have no spots and go home like, Mom.
The ref translates something to the Rhinebeck bench. Problem with being on the far sideline, and it's a corner kick. That'll be taken by Fanuele. But I don't know, he said something to Coach Bushnell. It's tough to see. In a short and weak corner kick taken by Fanuele. Gets it back, and as a boys soccer team, shows appreciation for Rob. You heard him? He said Rob Moretti's a legend.
Smart man.
Yeah, very smart. He knows the facts when he sees them. This will be brought back as one of the soccer players, boys soccer players. One minute 45 seconds. Gets by, and the goalie Farquhar will dive for it, and she's run into late by, even though it was unintentional, you're right, that is a card. He told him to stop. Both players are hurt though. She got hurt after the hit, and the goalie got hurt, and well, we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports with 1:25. It looked like, so the goalie Farquhar had it, and Guy Spencer couldn't stop her momentum and went right into Farquhar. Usually it looked like a card, but because Spencer got hurt, the goalie didn't give her a card, and now she's being checked out by the legendary trainer on Rhinebeck sidelines. Rob, what's his name again?
Legendary. You don't even know
I forgot his name.
Drain off.
Drainoff. Drainoff in his golf cart will exit the sideline, so I guess Spencer's okay. Unless he's going to get her. I guess he just got it out of the way, but I mean, he looked at her and it was, at first she seemed okay, but then she was shaken up. But when you first saw her go into Farquhar, you had a feel for Farquhar because you looked like Farquhar was going to get hurt, and she almost did. But then Farquhar's bigger than Spencer, so she got the blunt of it, and now they'll play it back. But like I said, the goalie, exactly what I was talking about, Rob, by her, they played it back to her, and she's sitting on her goal line. So instead of being at the 18-yard box, as that's the end of the first half, so Baja quickly, instead of being at her box, they played it back to her, didn't even look, and she's sitting on her goal line instead of being at the 18-yard box, and it almost cost them a goal as she just was able to come out and get it and was able to hit it away from Pawling, but instead of it going to the goalie, it went the other way, and it looks like Pawling switching goalie. So when we get back, we'll be we'll have the second half here on LMC TV. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Pawling will start with the ball to start the second half as Rhinebeck started with it when the first half started. New goalie is the one I was referring to in the first half before I realized that Farquhar was the starting goalie. So Farquhar leaves with 8 saves, 2 goals allowed in the first 40 minutes. And now in relief, this is Celine Wood, the junior goalie who comes in for Farquhar. I assume we'll play the whole second half. I mean, Farquhar did play well on the first goal, though she was out of position on the cross she might have been able to get. And then the second goal probably wasn't her fault. I mean, it hit the other side of the goal, but she could have cut it off too. But, I mean, she played decent. She made some good saves on a couple good shots by Rossetto as the two switch sides, and Pawling brings it here. Quick scoring summary. The last goal of the first half was on the free kick. Carosa, Sophia, the junior captain from Pawling, scored on the free kick unassisted. 31-30 mark of the first half. 9-12 mark. Anna Murphy headed home the goal, assisted by Sophia Engelin and Abby Hoffman scored on the 17:54, so about 8 minutes, 40 seconds later, mark, assisted by Emma Young for Rhinebeck, and that one's towards the goal, and it'll be kicked towards the sideline, but not out by Kara Maston. Kara Maston makes a nice play and kicks it forward. Seeing her first action as she didn't play the first half. It goes off of Pawling, and it'll be a Rhinebeck throw-in with 2 minutes gone by in the second half. And the Panthers clinging to a 2-1 lead. Both teams looking to start their season 1-0. 100 winning percentage. Thrown up by a legal throw. Thrown up by Kara Maston, the freshman. And it was a good throw as it went past a couple defenders and just kept in by Lily Morningstar, the junior. And that one was played in by Rhinebeck. Morningstar kicks it forward. And the save on the cross, first save made by Celine Wood for Pawling, as it was a good cross and kind of bounced, but then it was held by the junior goalie Wood, and she kicks it to midfield and didn't even really bring it. She brought it towards the 18, but it was a good punt. It's going down was Pawling, and it goes off of Pawling. Morningstar, I assume the younger sister of Ryan and Danny. Ryan was a real good football player. Didn't he play hockey for the Rytown team?
Yeah.
But no, he was good at a good running back football.
Good return man.
Number 24, yeah, real good return man. Was he a wide receiver? No, running back.
Yeah, kind of flexible.
Running back, cornerback. But he must have graduated about 5-6 years ago. As that one's crossed in the box, and it is a wide. Wow. After making the back cross and getting by the goalie, Baja, that was
Go, Blue.
Sarah. No, that was, excuse me, Lauren Bellucci, who had basically a wide open goal, and then coming out of nowhere was Maddie Murray to knock it off of her, and it'll be a corner kick about the third of the game for the Tigers, and taken by Fuenwelle once again. See if she can get a hold of it, as the last kick was short, and that one's kind of short too. And it goes out, and it'll be another as Lily Morningstar headed it out, and it'll be a fourth corner kick, second in a row for Pawling and Fuenwelle. Short again. Definitely not where you want to put the corner kick, is right on the short side goal post, as there's always a defender there and they can just clear it, as Fuenwelle want to put it more towards the middle and about 6 yards from the goalie, where, I mean, it wasn't a perfect one, but it worked. Was the corner angling that led to the goal, but even more, a little more in front of the goalie, about 6 yards in front, was ideal place. Although England's worked as it scored the first goal of the game, and that's a good pass. And it's a one-on-one battle that'll be won by Pawling's Catherine Savary. So she's helped save a couple scoring chances. She cleared that and stopped Natalie Russetto. So Pawling will give it back to Rhinebeck, and Morningstar will have a long, long shot. That will be saved. Played in by the Rhinebeck midfielder, Medina. Good pass, and it'll be a nice save. Good anticipation and saves by Celine Wood. Good cross, cleared though by the Tigers, but right across the goal mouth it goes to Spencer, and she gets a goal kick. So I guess Spencer's doing okay after she collided into Farquhar to end the first half. I know the Wood was warming up before that, so Wood was going to come in regardless, but Farquhar was a little shaken up, but not as bad as Spencer. But to see Spencer back to start the second half when there were about 3 minutes to go in the end of the first half when she got shaken up was a good sign. It was a hard collision right into Farquhar, and that's a good corner kick as they earned. I mean, it was close to the goal and they out, but it was far enough away from the goalie. You give your team a chance. That's most impressive players for Rhinebeck, Rossetto. She's taken the corner. She's had the most scoring chances, hasn't been able to put one home, and she has a cross, and it's a good header by Pawling, and it'll be kicked up by the Tigers' Chaffee. Stolen by Pawling. Pawling only has they've had a retreat on defense, so they're sending more players back, but they're going to tie this one up. They might have to send one or two more players up on offense as it's stolen by Rhinebeck. And a nice play to get by the defender by Natalie Haymock. Pawling has only 4 seniors, and none of them have played yet. The 4 seniors, none of them have played in this game yet, so. Also looks like our roster has more players than that's on the bench, as that ball is picked up easily by Beha. And that one is played up by the Tigers. Towards the goal, and Beha's first chance, she catches it, knocks it down, and then that's a save. That was a cross that she cut off, so I mean that's first legit save. Every ball basically to her wasn't really shot. They were kind of far away plays. Haven't really had to make many saves. Gave up that goal, but poor Beha. Played in by Pawling and Chaffee. Chaffee pushed over Murray as the official talks to her. Yeah, we won't see him take out a yellow for something like that. I mean, in general, that probably isn't a yellow. It's close, but it's not. But if he didn't give a yellow to Spencer when she ran in late on Carosa, he definitely won't give one there. Pawling has it. Played in to Haley Wall. Pawling had 3 or 4 players they started in the second half who didn't really play in the first half. Wall, Maston, both have played well so far. Thrown in. Just kept in by Rhinebeck. Played forward by Rhinebeck, looking for Natalia Rossetto, the forward, taking on the defender, Hernandez, another player who just came in to start the second half. Rossetto gets it back. She has the 4 or 5 shots on goal, plays it to Ava Meyer, back to Olivia Farasat, back to Meyer, and Pawling clears it for the moment. Played back to Rossetto, who just switched sides. And that's a good shot, but it's way wide and high. And it'll be a 2 subs coming in for the Tigers with The scoreboard is right behind the sun.
28-40 left.
Yeah. 28:35 left in this in regulation. A good goal kick. Taken by Haley Wall. I said Wall, I think actually I got her confused with someone else. I think she did play in the second half because I remember that long booming goal kick from her. She is the tallest player too on the field. So it's played up by Pawling. They did have a shot earlier in the half. They had that goal, and besides that, they haven't had that many shots on target. The Pawling player gets her leg worked on the sidelines. Really stretching it out there. As it'll be played, Robon in for Hema. Thrown in by Carosa. Good throw in. Corinna Lozano play that forward. She enters for the first time, wearing the rare number 60 for Pawling. Done a lot of soccer games, played a lot of soccer games. Can't really remember seeing a number 60 out there. Rob? Nope. It's a lineman number.
Outside of football? No.
No. Hockey maybe in the 60s, but not 6-0. I mean in pro hockey. And that shot is just high and wide. Looking to make it a comfortable 3-1 lead was on a hard angle and lifted it up high and wide was Olivia Farasat, freshman. It's going to be the second freshman to join Holtman to score. Of course, Englund also assisted the freshman. It'll be a goal kick coming for Pawling with 26:20 left in this contest.
It's funny because mine was changing as I was driving down here, so I figured, because at first it was telling me to go on to 95. Then, as soon as I was getting close to Westchester, it told me to stay on 287 for the hot shot.
Rhineck does a good job to intercept. That was Emma Young on the goal kick. And a good ball looking for their key scorer, even though she hasn't scored and she was offsides. And the pass, that is Rossetto. She's taken the most shots for Rhineck, 4 or 5. Just offsides was who she was looking for, Meyer. Good call by the official. She was just off. It was inches, but she was off. Can't clear it on the free kick, and it goes right back to Rhineck. And then they take it right back. Nice play by Medina. And Murphy, who scored the first goal of the game, 9-12 in the middle. Played by Pawling, Rossetto. Natalia Rossetto looking to add to her shot count, as she has taken 4 or 5 shots, but she can't get it, but it's taken away.
So the princess went to Greece, and she was tired, and she took all her anger out on me, apparently of certain things that have happened.
It goes off of Pawling. So it'll be a Rhineck throw, and both teams making 1 sub each.
On my list too.
Coming out will be Savaris, the captain from Pawling, replaced by Chaffee. Just came out quick, and Young came out. Rhineck throws it in on the far side. That was close. I mean, that one comes in. The shot and a save made on a shot just inside the 18 box by Anna Murphy, looking for her second goal of the game. That would almost be a direct invitation to the post-game interview. She scored that second goal, but a good save made. It looked like it almost was going to get by, but on the near side, a good save made by Celine Wood, who's been pretty good in relief of Farquhar, as she has 3 for 3 on shots, 3 saves on 3 shots faced, as where Farquhar was 8 saves on 10 shots, gave up the 2 goals. This one played forward by the Tigers, and Carrozza, the goal scorer, scored on that free kick outside the 18, about 24 yards, and it kind of just squeaked by Baja as nobody touched it. As it was more a crossing shot that went in on with 8:30 to go and made it the 2-1 game, which it still is. Free kick taken by the defender Matty Murray here, junior. He's played very well on defense. Ball played in, stolen by Lozano. Senior defender wearing the 6-0 jersey. Stolen and brought up on the far side by Ava Meyer. Rhineck looking for that big insurance goal to make it 3-1 with 22 minutes and 10 seconds left in regulation. Coming all the way out and out of her box, but retreating to it with on about a half clear, not a full one, and going out of bounds for a Pawling throw-in as it tipped off the feet of Rhineck was the goalie Wood, but she made a good job to retreat, and she's played well in relief in the second half. First game of the season, she's splitting time with Farquhar, and you got to figure if she continues to have a good half here, she will probably start Pawling's next game. I mean, because they have the 2 goalies. I mean, they had a third one listed, but it was Carrozza who scored the goal, so she's obviously not a goalie. She's a defender, but I guess she could play goalie, so that's why they listed her as that. But she's played the whole game as midfield and scored the goal, so she's not your goalie. You have, it's between Wood and Farquhar. So far, Wood in her 3 chances has done better than Farquhar, but we'll see how the rest of the half goes for Pawling. Toward the goal mouth, and Wood will pick it up again. So playing well, Wood, and Wood's punt. She didn't even hit it as hard as she could, it looked like, and she got it just short of midfield. Pawling plays it forward. They have now their midfielders are going up and forwards, but before they didn't have enough players really to get towards the goal. The official sees it as deceiving from here on the opposite side, bleachers to see, but finally goes out. He's right on the sideline there, so that's how you know where it is. As the 2 officials switch sides, as that official was on this side. Far throw-in. Besides one of their first throw-ins where they were over the line on Pawling, and it was an illegal throw-in, which was the right call because it was definitely over the line. It was the throw-in since then have been pretty good. A long cross will be picked up on a slide, as it wasn't a shot, it was a cross in by Maddie Baja. And it'll go out for a Rhineck throw-in. A lot more throw-ins as this game has progressed. Will be played forward by looking for Rossetto. Kicked out though by Pawling, and Rhineck will get another throw-in. Naomi Young intercepted and then played up. Good cross there by Rhineck's Olivia Farasat. A tangle in the goal and no call. It was a tough one. I mean, the ref on our side was closer to it, even though it was on the far side, because the other ref is at like midfield. They're splitting up regularly. Honestly, was probably the right no call. The fans from Rhinebeck wanted it, but it was a good no call as it looked like. I mean, from that angle, you got to figure, to call a PK, you got to figure it's a chance, a perfect scoring chance. Where she was from there wasn't really, I mean, she was on the side and she was far out, but honestly, they just got tangled. It wasn't like anything intentional. That ball played across the goal mouth. Because to make a penalty kick call is like a huge call, which was surprising. And I think the U.S. in the World Cup this summer, the women's team, they drew at least like 3 or 4 penalty kicks. I mean, they dominated, they won. The last game was close, and the game before that too, but won most of them. But like, it's very rare to, in a sequence of 5 games, they drew like 3 or 4 penalties. It's very rare. And that corner kick by Pawling was a good one. It's in the goal mouth, and Rhinebeck finally clears it. So that was taken by the strong-footed defender, Haley Wall, and that was by far, and the ball that I moved to the middle because it was in the wrong spot was finally put in play, speeding up play. As a Wall, though, going back to what I was saying, Wall, by far the best corner kick of the game. Fanuele was struggling on the corner kicks, kicking them short and far, and Pawling finally had their best leg, and Wall take it, and that was their best scoring chance off a corner kick. As .16:45 left. Put the ball right back in the middle, and doesn't have any people to be the ball kids. It's today the first day of school, but little kids behind us are more interested in playing baseball than watching this game. As it'll be played here to Rossetto, goes towards the goal. She's double teamed again. It's been one of the problems. She brings it back. She finds open player, a good pass, and the shot is easily stopped by Wood. A good pass by Natalia Rossetto to Olivia Farrisette, but she couldn't get a strong shot off, and it's the 4th save and 4 chances for Wood.
The next couple of weeks before the hurricane starts coming up this way, it's supposed to be a really nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might move to the ride up
Ooh. Yeah, I know that looked like a push-off. Corner, and it's picked up as coming down was a Chaffee, as that looked like that was a Carosa who scored the only goal of the game. Looked like she really pushed off of right in front of the official too, on the far side, who's had a very good game. Both have, but that looked like that was a clear foul that wasn't called and wasn't really argued by anybody though on Rhinebeck's side, but almost led to a scoring chance, but it was saved. Does that cross? It counts as a save. 2 saves for Baja. Played in Carrazzo, who had the goal on the free kick, and you got to figure if they're going to score again. He almost called it, and then he does. I mean, he said he was going to, and then she did trip her again, so I guess this isn't good because this is this is a little further. When Carrazzo scored the first goal of the game, the angle was worse, but she was about 8 to 10 yards closer, and then to the right. This one is straight on, and the way we've seen her kick, it's definitely doable to tie this one up. The other one was probably about 22 yards to the right. This is about more than that. It's right at the goalie, and Maddie Baya catches it, drops it, and picks it up for her 4th save of the game. As it was right on target. If it was a little right or a little higher, Carrazzo would have had her 2nd goal, and we would have been tied with 13:45 left. As Rhinebeck looking to add though, as they counter. Good play by Rossetto, and it's kicked off of the foot of and Farasot. Off of Rhinebeck, so it'll stay with Pawling with 13:20 left. This one goes out by, and it'll be thrown in by Pawling at midfield. Kept in by Pawling right after the throw in by, and we'll have a couple subs for Pawling.
You know, Chung told me, because Chung said the other day,
And Rhinebeck will have the throw in. It's coming in will be Sky Spencer. And it goes out, and it'll be Rhinebeck throwing.
because we had this whole conversation.
I'm like, she's
Thrown off to the side. Official didn't see it though. He did see some pushing there as he said, hey, as a breakaway here towards the goal, and it scored! What an insurance goal and what an individual effort on the breakaway by Rossetto to make it a 3-1 game, and that could put the nail in the Pawling coffin as Rhinebeck takes a 2-goal lead, and it was a spectacular effort on her 5th or 6th shot of the game, by far the most by any player, and Rossetto gets the individual, went from all the way on the right side into the goal mouth, beat the one of the better defenders from Pawling in Haley Wall, who's bigger than Rossetto, and scored the unassisted goal at the 67-43 mark to make it 3-1. And she gets it back right here. And that's a trip, and the official will call it, and we'll get a free kick here. I would say maybe have Rossetto take a shot from there. We've seen her put a shot on goal from there. Instead, she'll go in the middle, and it'll be taken. And she'll look maybe for a pass from Emma Young, who had the 2nd assist of the game. So that goal was unassisted as that last goal by Rossetto. She got the pass, she got the ball at the middle, made the play. As that cross was played on by the body of Spencer, that long shot taken by Medina is well high, but a good strike nonetheless, and it goes out. And Rhinebeck up 3-1 with 11 minutes to go. Little sub here as Holtman comes in. Actually, Holtman goes out. Murphy came in for her. Good pass by Murphy to Lily Morningstar, who cuts it back towards the middle and back to Murphy. Murphy looking for a 2nd goal of the game. It's stolen by Pawling. Crossed in and stolen by the Tigers with 10:20 to go. It's not impossible, but Pawling has their work cut out for them as they got to score 2 goals. Went off of Rhinebeck. Looked like it went off of Pawling. As they throw it in, and it's played in front and stolen, and a huge play by Naomi Young to stop Becklin. It was just Becklin, Young, and the goalie Baja. If Young doesn't stop her, it's an open shot for Becklin on goalie Baja.
Yeah, eight.
It goes in and past, and it's kicked out by Maddie Murray for a corner kick. As if she didn't do that, it probably would have been taken by Wallace. Not having the ball, kids, really hurts Pawling here. Cost them about 30 seconds. As Wall has to run after it, then she has to take it. It's got to tire her out a little. As this is a huge corner kick. We saw the last one she took, they had a scoring chance, and maybe they can make it 3-2. A good one by Wall. It's in the box and pass back to Wall. And that was Haymock. Good pass and a goal! Wow, nice pass. Wall to Sophia Carrozza, and Carrozza has 2 goals, and we have a ball game, 3-2 with 8:38 to go. So Wall took the corner kick, then it was played by Reineck, and Haymack had it, and Haymack passed to Wall. Soccer, they only give 1 assist, you don't get 2 assists. And then Wall crossed it in on our second header goal of the game. First for Pawling. 8:34. So the 71st minute. Carrozza has 2 goals, 71. Amazing they listed her as a goalie. She's got the 2 goals for the team. Header goal and the goal off the free kick. As Wall had the assist. I mean, the first 4 by Fanuele were not good corner kicks. They could have scored off a corner kick earlier if they had Wall taking them the whole game. Free kick for Wall after the penalty on Reineck.
Let's go, Maddie!
Caught across by Spencer. Stolen by Reineck and played back. Kept in, just kept in. Wall has it here, and she plays it forward to midfield, and Carrozza looking for a hat trick. That would be some hat trick if she got it to tie this one up in the final 7 minutes. Also be two goals in the final 10 minutes, or final 9 minutes. She scored one with 8:34 left, and she kicked it, and it went out of bounds, and then goes out, and that's the goalie, Beja, but it'll be Reineck ball on the far sideline. So Wall has the first assist of the game as the free kick that was unassisted for Carrozza on the first goal for Pawling. First assist for Pawling. And Wall has it as took the corner kick, and it was played by Haymack back to her. And then played it back to her, and then she crossed it and headed it home. Did Carrozza, her second of the game for the junior captain. It's again listed as also a goalie, but she's been playing midfield and has the 2 goals already as Russetto looking for her second goal in the second half. Gets by the second defender. She has it way out. And bad angle cross. Nobody's home, and Pawling clears it with 5:50 left in this game.
Nice, Maddie!
It's a pretty high scoring game for the first game of the season in general for soccer games. 3-2 Reineck. Reineck 3 different goals. Carrozza with the 2 Pawling goals. Anna Murphy first goal of the game. Abby Holtman second goal. And Russetto. So Reineck only has the 2 seniors, Russetto and Engelin, who hasn't played, Lisa Engelin. And Russetto scored the goal. So a goal by a senior, a junior in Murphy, and a freshman in Holtman for Reineck. Now with their couple of call-ups, they have 8 freshmen currently. Just the 2 seniors, only the 1 Russetto's playing today.
Come on, Pawling!
Played up, Pawling has it. Play it towards the middle and intercepted by Maddie Murray, excuse me. Murray intercepted by Pawling and cleared up by out of bounds. Good as anything to do with 4:35 in this opening game of this 2019-2020 LMC Varsity Sports season here. Ooh, kicks out, and Pawling will have it on right here with 4:05 left. Another throw-in coming for Pawling. Thrown in, and Rhineck kicks it out. Just sits in bounds for them, and that's good. That took about 5 to 10 seconds off the clock. They clear it out with 3:40 remaining. And Rhineck can clear it, and they do, as they give it to their most recent goal scorer and most shot taken in the game, Natalia Russetto, and she will get by a defender again. And finally, Pawling's defender, Kara Maston, clears it. Did not see her in the first half, but played, I think, this entire second half, basically. Because it's almost cleared out, and Pawling can't get it forward, and this is all you want to do if you're, perfect, if you're Rhineck, as a high shot that never had a chance to go on goal, but it was high, and it was wide. And it took off about 20 seconds, as by the time you place it down, the time it goes out of bounds and placed down, and then they got the ball right back. So a good job, as that was Russetto who kicked it out. And the shot will be long range, as it will be picked up by the goalie. So that was Emma Young. 6 saves made by the goalie, Celine Wood Jr., the second half goalie, the reliever of the starting goalie Farquhar. So in general, I have about 6 saves for Wood, 8 saves for Farquhar, about 50, and then the 3 goals, so about 17 shots almost taken by Rhineck, basically. So they've done a good job. And about last sub, probably you're gonna see, as they'll take out, looks like they'll put in a more forward player in Becklin for number 60, Lozano, who's playing defense. And if they got to push up, they got to do it. Now it goes off of Rhineck clearly. Good battle by Russetto. Knocked it out, and it doesn't really matter if they're throwing it in from that far back, because they're not even at midfield. And that one, she had to let go, did Hernandez, but meanwhile time took off the clock, and it's played up by Maddie Murray with 1:25 to go, and a good ball, Murphy to Natalia. She shoots, and she had the corner or the side, and instead she puts it right at the goalie by Russetto. She's looking to score a second goal, but about the 7 shots she's taken in the game, scored 1 for Natalia Russetto. And a good play, as that was the 7th save for Wood. It's about both Pawling goalies will finish about with the same amount of saves. Wood has 7, and with 1 goal given up, and 8 saves for Farquhar with 1. Doing up 45 seconds, Pawling ball on Rhineck's side of the field. They're going to muster up a shot here. It'll be Garraza, but smartly they double team her, as she has the 2 goals for Rhineck. There's 2 goals against Rhineck scored by Pawling, and they got one at the top of the box, and the shot is just wide. That would have tied up the game for Pawling by Alicia Chaffee. She had a wide open shot. She could have dribbled it and got about 10 yards closer, as final 17 seconds, and the ball kids. Now, having no ball kids definitely hurt Pawling. Help Rhineck to take time off the clock. So Chaffee's shot was a good one, but it was clearly wide and low. She could have probably had time to dribble it up, as it'll be the final 2 seconds, and that is the ball game, as the horn from the press box sounds the final whistle, and Rye-Neck will win their home opener and season opener over Pawling in a good game, 3-2, with a goal by Natalia Rossetto, which actually was the game winner. She scored it up 2-1, and that made it 3-1. But then the late goal by Pawling made Rossetto's the game winner. Murphy's first goal of the game, 9-12 in the season. Holtman also scored, and 2 goals by Carosa. And then they had a shot with 30 seconds to go by Chaffee, but it was well wide in the 18. It looked like she could have dribbled it a little closer. Maybe got a little straighter on goal, too. And that would have made it interesting. But it's a win for the goalie Baja nonetheless. And Rye-Neck starts the season 1-0, Pawling 0-1. Wrap it up with post-game interviews and analysis. Coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on the post-game show with Natalia Rossetto. And Natalia, that was your goal wound up being the winning, game-winning goal, since they added a goal to make it 3-2. So tell me about that goal.
I think it was really good, everyone working together. Obviously I couldn't have gone on the breakaway without someone passing to me. So with the help of my teammates, I was able to score the game-winning goal. So I couldn't have done it without my teammates.
And were you getting a little frustrated because you had like a lot of shots, but by far the most shots of anybody on the field, about 5 or 6, and then finally the 7th one went home. But it had to be a little frustrating. Take a lot of shots and not score any.
Yeah, it was very frustrating knowing that it's getting there, but it's just not going in. But finally I got it there.
And as one of the only seniors on this team, you're a senior captain and a leader. Tell me what that goes into, as this was just your first game, but you got to win.
I think it was important for me personally to win my last first game of the season as a senior. And like I said before, with the help of my teammates, we were able to do it. Again, it was a whole team effort.
All right. Back here on the post-game show with Coach Amy Bushnell. And Coach, it was a good win for you guys today, first day of school, and you opened with a win. And younger team, but you guys played pretty good. Tell me what you thought of today's effort.
Yeah, I was really happy with how we played today. I was very proud of them. We played as a team. We were moving up collectively. We found those nice little through balls through. We got a couple of really beautiful goals, 3 different scores, which I was thrilled about, couple assists. So I think collectively we played very, very well.
And when you needed to, your defense buckled down and got rid of the ball and played good defense in front of your goalie. And that was the key to keeping them there. You had to be happy with how the defense played.
Oh my gosh, our defense was unstoppable. Naomi in the back, Maddie in the back, Alexis and Angeline, they killed it out there. They played so well. Every ball was forward, and really found our midfield and forwards connected with them in a really nice way.
And it's the first game of the season. You're 1-0, and you can only go up from here. So tell me, with the first game and the first win off your backs, how do you coach like after this? Because you can only go up. You don't need like a letdown after the first game.
Right. I think just practicing everything in terms of trying to finesse it all, and also just working on our communication. I think we need to make sure we communicate a little bit more as a team so we can play even better collectively, and I think that will be key going forward.
Back here on the post-game show, the final score was 3-2, Rye-Neck over Pawling, and it was a successful first game of the 2019-2020 season here on LMC TV, as first of all, the weather was beautiful, and it was just a good game by Rye-Neck as they scored 3 goals to Pawling's 2, and a couple standout plays from the Panthers, including the late goal, and just an overall great game. As Coach Bushnell said, she was very pleased with her team's effort, and her defense played outstanding. So a lot of people to thank for this first game of this season. The executive director of LMC TV is Matt Sullivan. The assistant director is Nina Schumacher. Rob Moretti is the LMC Community Sports producer. And he was also a cameraman, along with Matt Meyerson and Jeff Rado. And once again, I'm Troy McGraw saying thanks so much for watching, and have a great evening.